What is? Could it be? Are we here? Could it be a Tuesday? Is it? I mean, is this what's going on? Just my monitor. What? I mean, it's got to be Tuesday. We're here. We're live. We're alive. We're doing the damn thing. How's it going, everybody? Anybody watching? Ooh, it's Tuesday. Going on. Feels like already like September. Platinum, what up, kid? I just, is anybody just like 2026 is over already? Yes, brother. Appreciate you, man. Like, what up, the warden? Richard. I forgot to post my link on my page. So I had to post my link. But yeah, man, we are just all frazzled today. That's how we do it. But like I said, I'm just over 2026, man. We got a lot of topics to go over. Got some interesting things to just want to discuss because there's some interesting people out there. But like I always say, I can't do this alone. I mean, I'm not the brains. I'm not much the beauty. But I do have somebody that fills in both really well. Can't do it alone, so I got to bring in my main man, my brother from another mother, Mr. Stone Cold Steve.
No matter the distance, the difference.
Where's that face at?
There we go. Pinky in the brain.
Look at that face.
Yeah, Pinky in the brain. Take over the world.
Mr. Third place in his golf tournament this weekend.
Yeah, man, we did good.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, we didn't play great, but it paid out. So,
hey, with golf, that's all you can ask for.
So I got one Saturday. It was a good warm up with some of the crew to warm up for Saturday. Saturday's a good one. So,
you guys do best ball, scramble.
Yep. It was a scramble. I think there were like 25 teams in this last one. Third ain't bad. And this next one coming up's almost 40 teams, I think. So, yeah. We won it 2 years ago, so it's time to repeat.
Hey, congratulations. Good luck, bro.
Thanks,
Gotta
man.
get a couple action shots, man, so we can throw up on the broadcast and we can see the swing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down.
We can break it down.
Video or something.
I'll go to the range, hit a couple balls too. We can break down the swings.
Yeah.
Mine's more reminiscent of John Daly. In my mind, it's Fred Couples, but in actuality, it's more like John Daly.
Well, I got you on the John Daly too. So,
speaking of that, what are we schlepping?
We went high proof today. We need it, like you said. It's Blanton's at 133 proof, 133.1. So
that'll put hair in your chest, brother.
With the
like you said, heart.
It's Tuesday going on August right now. So,
and I'm telling you, I just literally clicked off it right now with the sad heart. I'm gonna have to throw it out there. Rest in peace to Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Just broke. He just passed away.
Man,
such an underrated movie. But Ogre, we're gonna toss one up for Ogre.
Cheers.
Yeah,
to keep you warm.
It really, really, really will, man. But other than the golf, man, how's the week been?
Man, it's been swamped. So I had yesterday off to play the golf tournament, which means we're fitting 5 days of work into 3.5 because Friday is also kind of a half day. So, man, it's busy. So, how about you?
That's how I decided. I was standing backstage, man. I took Friday and Monday off because I just wanted a little long weekend. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take Thursday off too.
Yeah. I hear a cough coming on. So,
so tomorrow will be my Friday, and we have these. They bring a catered coffee truck in. They come in. They give us like frappuccinos and like Red Bull mixers and stuff like that. So some coffee and just putt through my Wednesday because Man. Excuse my language. I'm going to preface this. Excuse my language. But sometimes you forget, like, you start to, like, kind of level off with reality. Like, you feel like you're just kind of, like, doing this. And then reality just goes, ta-ta!
Yep.
Just want to remind you, you're my bitch.
Yeah.
That's... So, I mean, had a little... I knew it was inevitably coming. It was one of those things. It's just like, there's only so many people that are going to draw the short straw when it comes to parenting and stuff like that. So we've been doing 50-50 with my little one. Well, she's 16.
Yeah.
So she'll spend a week at her mom's. And then Monday she comes over here, spends a week over here. And then after school Monday, she goes back over there. Flip-flop. I always knew if somebody was going to draw the short end of the flip-flop, who it was going to be. And now that she's 2 weeks away from summer, bro, big kabooms.
Yep.
More like tears, but it was the same thing. Just 2 weeks till summer. She's got the boyfriend. There's only so many hours in the day. And my schedule is one of those ones that's not, it's not very advantageous to make sure she's with her boyfriend and make sure she's, so she, cause I get off work, I go to work I'm at work by 9 and I'm off. I get home 6.
Yeah.
So by the time I go to the bathroom, I shower and everything like that, then you start figuring out dinner. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock already. Throw on the fact I'm old. So by like 9:30, I'm like, oh, nah.
Yeah, man.
5 days a week.
Bed at 9:30 is a dream at our age.
Right. So I got told this week that she's tired of the back and forth. She don't want to do the back and forth anymore.
Okay. So who's she choosing?
Mom, obviously.
Yeah.
Rules are different.
Yeah.
House is different.
Yep.
And
Hey.
I'm gonna take a sip of that one.
Mother's love.
Well, if it was a boy, it would be different.
Yeah, I get it.
But there's only so much fun you're gonna have with dad taking you to the makeup store, or dad taking you to dress shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but at the same time, I was still kind of like, maybe I don't deserve to be this way, but like I was kind of hurt feelings.
Yeah, man, that'd be tough.
Exactly, because that's where life and reality came in and slapped me, is because literally a year ago, I was married with 2 kids in my house, and I'm literally down to 0 myself. Like,
That's hell. Yeah.
And struggling with the mental health part of it, it's like, man, it weighs on you, because I can't just go crack that door open and be like, good night, kids. Love you guys. Or I can't just be like, hey, I'm bored. Let's get ice cream. Or, I have to schedule something now. Like, luckily, I called, me and my oldest are starting to develop a really good communicative relationship.
Good.
And like, I'll just call her and be like, hey, beautiful, just want to hear your voice, see how your week's going. She's a teacher's assistant, and so her days are filled. And like I told her, I was like, hey, Saturday morning, if you wake up in time, let's go get some coffee. It's a new coffee spot I want to try here in town. Let's get some coffee, and I'll buy you a coffee and just chat for a few minutes and go about the day. And it's so weird to have to do that.
Yeah. But they'll look forward to that. Like, I feel like I know it's your older one, but later in life, when they're 30s, 40s, I feel like they'll notice that you went out of your way to schedule those kind of things, rather than just you seeing them, quote unquote, leave and then just like quit trying. Like I feel like they'll notice you still trying.
So that was always my big, and it's still my big worry is like, I don't ever want them to think their dad gave up. Dad didn't give up on the marriage. Dad didn't give up on the relationships with them.
Yep.
Dad is just kicking, screaming, and fighting to maintain the way of life that they've always had here. So if something happens in life, they can come back here and know that they have a safe spot.
Yep. Not a quitter.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to see, that's the thing is I never want to be that person that's like, I'm owed something or an obligation. Yeah. But it's just like, at some point, it's like, do I catch a bone? Like, am I going to get thrown a bone somewhere? Like anywhere? You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem working. I have no problem trying to take care of the bills. But like I explained it, I was talking to my oldest and I was like, you know, when mom left, she left in a situation that was very advantageous to her and her needs. She didn't take half the bills. She didn't do none of that.
Yeah.
So dad's the one holding the back. You know, and I'm not pointing a finger on who's right, who's wrong, you know, because
yeah.
I'm telling you,
they're flying everywhere, dude. They're flying everywhere.
But like that's my biggest worry is with them is I don't want to come across like I'm pious or like upset. I'm just, you know, dude, dad gets tired. I don't think they understand. Like, dudes get tired, bro.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Like you said, I explained to you my work week's probably similar to your work week, where by the time you get off work, it's responsibility. Then I might have a little bit of me time, off to bed, doing it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about my wife. Talked to it with my wife earlier. I mean, there ain't no clocking out as a parent. Like, yeah, you clock out at work, but you ain't done working. So it's just never ending. So,
but yeah, so I mean, that was the. And I haven't talked to I refrained. I text my kid and I told her, I was like, hey, we need to talk in a couple of days. But I just wanted to give it a couple of days to where I didn't want to come off in a particular style of manner. Yep. I didn't want to, because like I said, the feelings are the thing that's hurt the most. But I understand she has a life and she's a 16-year-old kid that's just concerned with her life.
Yep.
You know, she's not concerned with what dad's been going through or what, you know, anything. She's concerned with her life, and that's fine, you know. But that's why I was just like, we'll give it a couple of days, then we'll talk.
Yeah, think about what you're gonna say. I mean, dads are always on the back burner anyway, especially in a family full of women. But I don't know. I tell people all the time, it's just, I don't know how faithful you are, but it's God's timing, right? So like, it doesn't make sense right now, but it eventually will. You'll have that aha moment, and you'll be like, okay, it was worth it to do this, worth it to do that. So
I never had a relationship with God until the last couple of years. Cause like there's so much on the backside that like I haven't shared that like, so like right now we're facing like the guy that killed my brother. He's going to be getting out soon. And he got a slap on the wrist in the grand scheme of what happened. They bargained him down to manslaughter, and in California, manslaughter is 9 years max. But because he spent 2 years in the county jail, California, I don't know about other states, but California says if you spend a day in county jail and you get sentenced to prison time, you get 2 for 1. So his 2 years was 4 years.
4.
So, like I was telling my sister, I was like, I don't live in a huge town, so it's like, and he lives in the same town I do. And I was like, man, I see this guy at Walmart or something. I don't know. I never thought I was a forgiving person. And like, I could have forgave him if there was remorse shown. There's nothing, but through the whole court proceedings, it was smiles and joking with his lawyers and just different things like that. And which, again, it goes to this whole mental health thing that I watched that documentary, and we're going to get into this. Our first real big topic of the night is if you guys are bored and there's a documentary you guys want to watch, it's Hulu, right? It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Go watch it. It's called The Sky King. So tell me how you interpreted the documentary and the actions, and you're kind of behind it.
I kind of remember hearing about this when it happened, like on Twitter or something, and some of like the interactions over the system kind of leaked, and some fan cam videos and stuff leaked. So I remember hearing about it, but not knowing much about it until I watched the show. Man, it's super hard. It's all spoilers for anybody that hasn't watched it, but go watch it. But I almost feel like the guy was on the spectrum a little bit. Maybe had like mild form of autism. I think he had a lot of mental health issues. But just like, I don't know, like I almost didn't think he had the mental health issues to steal a plane and then not know why and things like that.
My kickback on that is they left the girlfriend out of the documentary.
She may not want to participate. I don't know.
But
it was a wife. I think they got married.
Yeah, married. She may have been. There could have been another layer to it, because I didn't really pick up the having him on the autism scale. Brian, we have but with Sky King though. So there's been 2 people in the history that like have done some what I consider some wild stuff. That like, what
Ricky.
up, Hernandez Restoning?
What up?
Get your restoning. If you need some title belts restone or something, go to that man. That man, knock it out of the park.
Great guy.
But the 2 people in the history of my life that I've seen a story and it's resonated with me and it'll always just stick with me is, 1 is Sky King. 2 is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Into the Wild.
Yeah. Been a while, but
so that was a true story. He was a kid that grew up in a household that wasn't very functional, and got tired of living societal standards and cut up his credit cards, and he wanted to head to Alaska and live on his own accord. Well, he was doing for that movie. I'm just glossing over real quick. For that movie, you know what? He did his damn thing, and he was up there trying to live, but found a peace within himself. And when he was ready to come back and be like, well, I've healed, he got stuck. He got stuck. The rivers thawed during springtime. Couldn't cross the rivers, ran out of food, starved to death, and died. But it's not a sad story to me. It's always a story that, like, when I'm feeling bad and I watch it, I feel better.
Yeah. I mean, he was healed.
And you look at Sky King and you take, so if people don't know, his name was Bibu.
Yeah.
Richard Bibu. And so he works at an airport. And he steals an Alaskan airliner. Like a full-fledged double engine. Like, they show videos of him. He's like got the little cart and he's out of the tarmac and starts it up and lets it start rolling, jumps off the little cart and jumps in the plane, and he takes off. And
it wasn't quite like 737, but this was a passenger airplane. Like,
yeah, it wasn't a Cessna.
Spirit Airways kind of passenger airplane.
And he gets it up in there, and then the flight people are like, "Who's this? Who's flying this plane? Who's flying this plane?" So after a few minutes, he starts communicating with them. He's like, "I played enough video games." He's like, I can get this. He's like, "I got this." But as the story unfolds, he's just like, there's some sort of weird peace in his voice that I resonate with, because like he was just like, "Yo, do you think Alaska will hire me for being a pilot if I land this thing?"
And that's that's the disconnect I got out of it, where I'm like, okay, this guy knows he's gonna die and he's okay with it, but he could be a little bit like on the spectrum a little bit.
See, and that's where I think he was just a guy that was at peace on his limit. I really want to know the girlfriend backside of the story.
Yeah, I wonder if you could Google it or something.
But he's up there and he's just calm and he's cool, and he's talking to the air traffic controller, and they're just having a jolly old conversation like nothing. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna swing over to Mount Rainier, and go check it out real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this barrel roll. You think I can do it?" Like,
I don't think he was an idiot. I don't think he was an idiot. I think he was. I'm gonna label him as a savant.
I'm gonna side with our producer on this one. If you steal an airplane and don't know how to land it, that might consider you an idiot. But then again, like, he just knew he was gonna kill himself, right?
Yeah, what a grander way. And I say this in a weird. It sounds weird, right? You get a lot of people that get in that spectrum of wanting to hurt themselves. They want to inflict pain on other people, so they go do these shootings and this and this. Yeah. He was just cool. I'm done. I'm gonna go fly around and have a good time. And I mean it, people. He's literally they scramble fighter jets because they don't know if he's a terrorist or not. But he really didn't. Where he was at, he really didn't.
And the thing about it doesn't get into why he did it. There was no explanation of why he took the plane and decided to do this.
And that's the gap that I think his girlfriend fills in.
Yeah.
Because they had a bakery, they had a business together, they had a lot of things, but he's flying this thing and there's fighter jets. Yes, Platinum. Awesome. Let me know what you think, brother.
I mean, they get into some of like her family dynamics and maybe some of the expectations that were put on him through the wife's family, but other than that, it really goes into no explanation of why this could have happened.
Yeah, and he's talking to them in such a calm, just manner. Like he's talking to the fighter jets, like, "Yo, hey, I want to try a barrel roll. How high do you think I need to be to land this?" And do that. Let's not do that. So meanwhile, he's flying around and he's just talking and he's at peace. And then at one point he's like, there's going to be a lot of people that are disappointed in me. And he's like, I want to apologize to every one of them. He's like, I'm just a guy that had a few screw looses that I didn't know I had. And he's like, I'm going to try to hit this barrel roll. And then if all goes well, I'm just gonna nosedive down. And this man, for his credit, now this is where you got to give him. This man hit that barrel roll. He ran up to 5,000 feet, landed a full barrel roll, skimmed the top of what I don't remember what lake it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either. One of the ones in Alaska.
Skimmed the top of the lake by 10 feet. That's how close he was to crashing. And then in a flabbergasted way, the air traffic controller's like, okay, let's land this thing now. You did your barrel roll. He's like, and you landed it. Like, we're giving you credit. You landed it. And he's like, he had this demeanor where he was just like,
Cool.
I think I was gonna make it.
Yeah. And all credit to this guy, like he knew how to read the fuel gauge, he knew how to read a couple gauges, but I don't believe this guy ever flew a day in his life. Maybe not even like simulated flying. I think he just worked around them, maybe played a couple video games and just tried it. So
I couldn't fight you on that, BA. Like I just couldn't. But so he hits his barrel roll and he's like, well, I guess that's it. And he angled to the there's a little uninhabited island and just nose down to the thing, and that was it.
Yep. He flew around a couple of scenic areas and stuff and just did it.
The thing that broke me up the most was his mom.
Yeah. Yep.
So his mom kept his car. He had a Mustang. So what she does every year, this happened in 2018. So what she does every year is she jumps in his car and she takes a road trip. So that I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about that. That's another segue. She gets in his car. She takes a road trip every year for a few weeks, months, or whatever it was. And she sleeps in the car. She goes visits family. And that's your way of staying connected. And, but during the documentary, they have the family with headsets listening to his air traffic conversations. Yep. 10 feet. Can you imagine?
No.
Like an untrained pilot. Like, but that goes into like the mental health and like, it's so weird how there's such a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
Of how people want to like end it.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted to be remembered, that's for sure.
And I think he has like there's a cult following, every year it's a SKYKING, Yep. And we talked about this movie briefly. I don't know if you've seen, I can't remember if you've seen it or not, Falling Down.
I don't think so.
Michael Douglas, early 90s, maybe late 80s.
Oh, we talked about last
early
week
90s.
on the show. Yeah.
Yes.
Go back and check that out, by the way. Go check out our 80s show.
So that is another one of those. Again, this guy just was sitting in traffic and snapped.
It's on Hulu.
It's called SKYKING.
Yep. It's on Hulu.
But and that's the thing is like, I've suffered through admittedly some pretty gnarly mental health things, and I've came out the other side and like, bless my sisters, they worry, but they don't understand. I'm SKYKING spectrum more than I'm going into a mall and doing something to other people spectrum.
Well,
right?
They probably worry because you have the arsenal to do the other, but yeah, that's just not you.
But I've also learned through my trials and tribulations. Like I had that night. August 29, 2024 was my night. It's like a I kind of call it like my rebirth night, where that was my lowest I've ever been in my life. But I also figured out that was even before my wife left and my family broke apart. And I learned that there's nothing that I will ever take me to that point again.
Yep.
I've learned how strong I am. It might take me a few minutes. It might take me a few seconds to kick myself out of it, but I've learned how strong I am. But for these people like SKYKING, and it's just like, I wish everybody would watch this documentary, and just I would love to have like this big O talk about this documentary, because it's a trip.
I also feel like, maybe being in Alaska, you could kind of tell, like, yeah, he played some football. He had a little bit of family, a couple friends, but I don't feel like this guy had a big support system, even though he's married. Like, I don't think he had that going on either. So,
in a weird way, how much do you think that's generational though, right? Because we're close to the same range, right?
yeah.
So growing up, I can remember and growing up, my family was entirely different than the age we are now, as far as, so how do I put this slightly? So in my family, if you were
It's good. It's good right there.
that's not bad. In my family, though, you didn't think about therapy.
Yeah.
You were weak.
Yeah.
You didn't think about any alternative style of life.
Yeah.
That was just blasphemy. And so now that, like, I'm older, like, my siblings, it's weird because my siblings were this way. We grew up saying a lot of, like, some bad stuff. But now that they're older and their kids, some of their kids live alternative lifestyles, and now it's entirely different. So I don't know how much is generational, where, like, maybe dude's mom just didn't have the mental capacity to understand what he was going through,
Maybe. But I mean, how guys work. We kind of keep stuff in, and especially being back in that generation, that's what we did. We kept it in.
Like, I've seen my dad stab people. Like,
you've been through some stuff. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of different stuff on the spectrum, right?
Yep.
And none of it really, like, the only one that ever traumatized me, that I feel like traumatized me, was only about 7 years ago. So I work where my job is. We have this giant dual pane window that's like our warehouse. It's like 15, 20 feet long, the warehouse. But that's where the soda machine sits. So you go get your soda, and everybody just sitting there drinking their soda, or drinking their coffee, and just kind of winding down. Well, we're on lunch, and everybody's getting soda, and then you look out the window, and literally our building is adjacent to railroad tracks, because our building was set up to be offloaded with, like, rail cars. So homeless people are everywhere in our town. And we're just kind of looking, and we're like, oh, that's kind of weird, though. It's barefoot, person walking on the railroad tracks with those rocks barefoot and stuff. And, we're not really thinking too much of it at the time. And so we're just continually just sitting there drinking our soda and our coffee, watching. Well, the train starts coming by. And we live in one of the few towns left in California where there's a train that runs through the dead middle of your city. Stops the city entirely. And we're looking, and this person starts walking and then just does a complete turn towards the train and goes like that into the train and flipped. Like, it was like a movie. Like, this person just flipped and, like, landed like a pretzel. So we're just like, what the do we just watch? And we run outside the gate. The fence is only 3 feet from her body. Turned out to be a girl.
Oof.
It was a 15-year-old girl that a couple days later we found out that she posted on her Instagram a picture sitting against our building, posted a picture of the railroad tracks that says, when you're waiting for the train to come. And we ran out there. I mean, but her face was gone.
Yeah, yeah.
it was to this day, like I feel real bad because like the grandma, I finally talked to her. I was like, because I would see her every day go out to that spot. And I'm like, can I just ask how you're related to her? She's like, oh, I'm her grandma. I've took care of her for most of her life. And she would just ride her bicycle out there to the train tracks and have breakfast right where she died. And then sit there and talk to her. And I'm just like, that was the one that messed me up the most. But like,
yeah, man.
You see all this stuff, and like for me, like I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be on the other side.
Yeah.
And you look at guys like SKYKING. How different would his life would have been if he would have just did that barrel roll and landed that plane?
Yeah. I mean, he knew how much gas he had. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it even joked about, like you said, well, you think Alaska Airlines will hire me? Like, you don't know whether he wanted to live, like BA said, or if there was just that disconnect of maybe he's in this euphoria where he just doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, again, I hope to hear some of your guys' thoughts and opinions on the documentary, because like I love me a good documentary, and that was just one of the two people that just resonated with me. Like I said, if you get bored and you have the time, go look up Christopher McCandless, Into the Wild. That's the other one.
Before we move on to our plugs, do you have Apple TV?
I do.
Okay. When does your brother's murder get out?
September at this point.
Okay. Very, very different situation going on in a show that my wife are watching right now, but it's called Shrinking. It is with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel. So like it's a comedy, but it's like one of those dry, like it's super funny, but kind of deals with death and almost dealing with like the forgiveness of the murderer, of the death of the family member, like in a humorous way. I think maybe it'd help. It'd be a good show, and it's a great show, and it's a great show in general. If anybody wants to watch it, it is hilarious. But
I'm always jonesing for shows like Apple TV Sticks.
Yeah,
love that show.
It's called Shrinking, man. It is hilarious. Yeah, it's about a group of therapists, like mental therapists, shrinks. So that's why it's called Shrinking. But
I'm gonna check it out.
Very good.
If we go back to Platinum's comment real quick, if he's able to, I don't know if he's able to or not. That's
it's a double-edged sword, the lesser of two evils, I guess.
I want to say honestly, I don't think it's scarier. I think it's more fruitful that we can relate. I think in general, the more people you can relate to, like maybe you don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
I think the isolation is when you really, it gets real bad.
I would agree. Like the fact we can relate, but we won't take it that far. We know we're not as bad as maybe we think we are mentally, in a mental space or whatever. But
yeah, that was a topic. But you know what, Steve, there's something you got to do. We found out you do this the best.
Yeah. Tell them where we're going. You're watching the BROCAST on the DAB network.
No matter the distance, the difference, or the issue, once a brother, always a brother.
Dude, check us out on the BROCAST. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit that like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you. And you know what? I'm gonna go on a rant real quick. Leave this up there, Kev, if you can. To those that lurk and watch and critique behind the scenes, and we do this show because we love talking. We love it. Helps a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come on, you're invited. You don't need to make snide comments or make anything like that. We do this for one person or 1,000 people. And I'll continue to do this because it's something I love. It's something Steve loves. Kev is the producer of all producers. I give that man full credit for how he can help us put a show together. So please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that BROCAST. World fucking wide, spanning the globe. Check Mark Maggard, Richard Ward, Ben, and Andy Bolger as they dominate the podcast hobby because some other people don't have creativity and only stare at a camera while they eat noodles. So please watch them and enjoy their show. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button for them.
Hobby's not dead.
Then there's these two really handsome individuals that I can't say enough about. Like these guys are probably the most handsomest people on Saturday podcasting in the history of the world. And you know what? Join us on Double Dropkick, like, share, and subscribe, because you know what? We're bringing the banging back. C4 belts. What do you got to say? To be the man, you got to beat the man. To beat the man, you got to own a C4 authentic belt. That's at Crumroy and Ortiz. Big gold at C4authenticbelts.com. Get your casted gauchos, casted wrestlers. Get the closest thing you'll ever become to Ric Flair besides an STD in your life. Yay!
What another fun topic. We kind of tied it in the whole show, man. It's been like a very related topic show.
You ain't lying, BA. Like, and that's the whole thing is like we're talking about. It's like for me, like reality, like this is gonna sound weird. This is gonna sound really weird, but
what's up, Jay?
What up, Jay? Big stud. I almost implore anybody that's been married for a long period of time, get a divorce. If you have, and this is going to sound really weird, if you have the ability to, and you know, we get cut. Here's the thing, though. Like, so this is gonna be really bad. We get comfortable in life. We get comfortable in our routine. And sometimes we get comfortable in our routine enough to where we start to compromise how we feel and how we think and how we act. And then in that, you lose yourself. That's where the mental health aspect comes in too, is when you start to lose yourself, you become frantic and not knowing who you are. And then you become frantic in the daily grind of, oh, we got to give the kids this. We got to do this for the kids. We got to do this for the kids. I got to do this for the wife. I got to do this for the wife. And there's no time for me.
Self-care.
And maybe it doesn't have to be a divorce, but I think all guys need to have at least one day a week of self-care, whatever it looks like. You know, mani-pedis, you want to get yourself a mani-pedi if you feel good. Want to go get the massage from Ling Ling. However that looks in life. Exactly.
Yep, fireworks.
You know, it's just, now that I'm divorced and like, I don't have to go ask to do this. I don't have to ask for this. Like, hey, you need a new monitor. I'll just go buy a new monitor. Hey, I just want to have pizza for dinner. I have pizza for dinner. Hey, I found a chick on Facebook that'll come clean my living room, kitchen, and front room for $75. Bro, I'm doing it. and it's the little ways of spoiling yourself, and you don't end up like Sky King, where you're trying to do barrel rolls. You know, because Steve, like you said, how long you guys been married?
11 years.
So you got 11 years, and how old's your oldest?
8.
So you got 8, and your youngest is what?
3. 8, 5, and 3.
So you got 15 years left of, I don't want to say financial obligation, because it never stops. I still pay for my oldest daughter's phone bills and shit. So Spotify, and
it never stops.
But you have 15 years of dance recitals or talent shows or whatever they're into. That whole obligation. You know, so it's like, it's a beautiful thing. Raising a daughter, raising kids are beautiful things. I'm an advocate now of absolutely raise your kids. But you know what? On Saturday morning, Steve, when you want to wake up at 7:30 in the morning and go play golf.
Because I took your wife, man. I took her. Teasing BA. See, BA knows. Me and BA are going to scour New York City one day because we're going to do that Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze, Chippendales bit. We're going to revolutionize that thing. So that we're going to do it. But, you know, and I hope your wife is understanding to your needs. But on the caveat, you need to be understanding where I failed. And this is like, for me, where I failed. I was so deep in my depression and just thought I was getting through the day where I did neglect what I didn't realize was that bad of emotional needs. So it's that give and take. And like, I tell that to everybody now is like, because I've had friends that 2 of my best friends in the world, both their wives have died. One of them, his wife was only 28 years old. He was outside mowing the lawn, went in the house, found her on the floor. She had a grand mal seizure. And I quickly found out but I quickly found out that there were stronger men in this world than I ever thought I was. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this man, like, kept moving forward, kept a smile on his face and everything like that. Now, my best friend in the whole wide world that is...
I'll see, 23 sounded better, Ricky. 23 sounded better.
You're due for a break.
No habla español. No habla.
And more recently, my best friend in the whole wide world lost his wife to cancer. Me and him are more 2 birds of a feather. We didn't handle the first few months of our tragedies in the most gracious of ways. And now we're to the point now where, like, me and him are just like this. I'll just call him and be like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm getting some pizza." "All right, let me know if you need anything." You know, he's a few states away, and it's just like, I literally just call him do the bro check now. That's what I call it. I just call it, it's the bro check, and it's just something that I think everybody needs to have in their life is Kevin.
Yeah, he's in the background.
Somebody that just go and say it again. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. No, here's my thing with mental health. Like, everybody has issues. There's nothing wrong with having mental health issues because everybody has a problem. Everybody's depressed about something. Your life could always be better. It's just having the solution or not going as far as Sky King and that being your solution, right? It's having your coping mechanism or having your outlet, whether it's a broadcast, whether it's calling your buddy up, whether it's having pizza whenever you want, whether it's having a drink, not in excess, but just to calm down a little bit. Like everybody has their own issues. Everybody, nobody is immune to it. It's just having your outlet. So
going a step further, I think for me, it is having the machismo enough to say, I need help or I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest thing to me. To just be like, I need help.
Time back, we grew up in an era where you didn't ask for help. You rub dirt on it, you deal with it. What's up, Doza?
That's like my dozer right there, bro. It's another soldier.
Yeah.
We are worldwide.
Prestige.
But that's where like that's where the show comes in. Is we're going to talk about 80s. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about Sky King. We're going to talk about golf. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Somebody want to talk about proper stripper etiquette? I can go for days on that too. You know. Speaking of that,
like,
this is
we talked earlier. You hit me up and were like, reminded me about the show. I was like, man, I forgot, but I'm down. Like, we need this. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, it's Tuesday. I forgot I had a show, but I'll take off work early to come help you. That way I can go downstairs. So, yeah, we need this. This is our outlet. So,
hey, you want to come on and talk about that, does it? We'll talk about that whenever you want.
We'll have you on anytime, buddy.
But that's part of what I'm getting at is
Chris Rock
40's
said no.
the minimum. 40's the minimum now. 40's the minimum, platinum.
Yeah.
Don't go cheap.
Chris Rock said no. No sex in the champagne room.
Unless you're dating, got that baby oil. But that goes back to like, you know, we're in a lot of hobbies. We're in a lot of hobbies, you know. We collect wrestling belts. We collect, collect Iron Man. This is my Iron Man heart. You know, alcohol, whatever.
Brown water.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, man.
You got to use what you can use and use it how you can use it.
Yep.
There's no right or wrong way.
Take your support system any way you can take it. And one of the best things of advice that I got when I got married doesn't have to apply to marriage. It can apply to any relationship. If you're supportive of each other, it's not 50-50. It's 100-100. If you're only giving 50, like, it ain't gonna work. It's 100-100. So whether that's the buddy you're calling, whether that's, me, you, and Kev, we got to support each other 100-100, man. There ain't no division in it. So, yeah, your kids gave you that support during your surgeries, and you made it, man.
See, and that's where that comes in, too, because, like, this is a gripe of mine. So, it should be 100-100. Why do I get yelled at for leaving the toilet seat up, and I don't yell at you for not leaving the toilet seat down? You can lift it back up as much as I can lower it.
That's because you ain't fallen in yet.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not going to go there right now. But that's those things is like, that's why I want to do this show. I don't care about people's opinion. I don't care about, again, we all started in this weird hobby of the belt collecting community. The belt collecting community is a weird conundrum of a hobby. You can have guys that have no life experience, never physically had a girlfriend, never pumped gas, or just use GoFundMe as everything,
Hmm.
and they want to critique you.
It was a bomb.
I'm man enough to put my stuff
Couple
out there.
bombs.
You know what? You'll never say anything that I haven't said to myself 6 inches from a mirror full of tears.
Yep.
So there's nothing you can do or say to me affect me. You know, I have friends in the bell hobby that do podcasts, and they do a great job. They're doing it because they love to do it.
That's right.
They're helping their mental health. It's their getaway. It's their one day of week where they can sit there and be like, you know what? I ain't got to think about wives. I ain't got to think about kids. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let's talk about some belts. Whatever.
You think like Chris Reigns and Lisa give a crap about what countries they're broadcasting? No, they watch it because they enjoy it, and it helps them too, not just the 4 on the screen. Like, it helps those watchers. So, and
that's my rant is, and I'm very reluctant to say names right now because I'm trying to be nice. But why the hell does it give you? Why does it give you the audacity to critique somebody for what they do to try to help them get through the week?
That comment is exactly right for us. You and I could do this on, what do you say, Zoom? We could do this on Zoom, but that doesn't help Kev. Keep going. Have a reason for still living and fighting. Like, it's not just about the people on the screen. So,
and that was the thing is, like, I'm going to forever push forward on this is when I first got, me and my wife first split up, I had nobody that I thought I could turn to. I had no outlet. So I went on fucking, excuse my language, I went on fucking YouTube.
We never
started making videos.
Family show.
I started making videos, just putting my thoughts and something out there where I put them on TikTok.
I miss those.
I need to do some updates, but I put it on TikTok. And you know what happened? I helped somebody. That at 2 a.m. sent me messages that says, hey man, my wife left. I don't have a job. I don't want to be here anymore. I saw your video. I hope you can talk. And for every night for a month, we talked.
Nice.
And then 2 months later, that guy messaged me and says, hey, bro, I'm in the gym. I have a job. And I'm forgetting about my ex, man. I appreciate you for being there for me. That's all the win I'm ever going to need.
Yeah.
That's all the validation I'm ever going to need. I don't need to go and make up fake stories on the internet about people or political people or whatever. I don't need to do that. My friends don't need to do that. Mark Maggart's my friend. Andy Bulger's my friend. Richard Ward's kind of my friend. Ben Walker's my friend. You know, Kevin's my friend. These people are my friends. And I'm forever going to be grateful for them. You know, I got guys that message me. Chris messages me. James Taylor messages me. All these people message me just to check in, just to be a friend.
Yep.
Have I been a dick in the past? Absolutely. Am I going to be a dick in the future? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm a genuine person, and I'm either going to be your friend or not. Still trying to figure it out, Doza.
Yeah. God came for the 1, not the 99. I mean, I know some people just claim to be Christian, but remember that.
I just hate it. Like, I see these videos, and it's just like,
he wanted the address. Yeah.
I see these videos, and it's just like, why do you have to throw stones at somebody just trying to make it through the day? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If that person ever wants to have the balls enough to come talk, bro, I'll bring you on. I've gone on your shows, and what happened? Oh, your co-host kicked me off because he couldn't articulate and couldn't beat me in a verbal joust, so he had to kick me off. I got that video too.
And I don't really have like a problem with anybody. I still watch those people's videos when they go post them or do a belt review or have a conversation. But when you take shots at some of my personal friends when they didn't even mention your name, it's uncalled for. Like, I don't know. It's people never been in a fight in their life, but try to pick a fight with a keyboard. So
see, and that's the thing is, like, I still consider, and through it all, one of the two people I still consider a friend. But here's the difference between me and other people and how I treat friends. I expect my friend to say, "Hey, you're being fucking stupid."
All right, man.
I expect my friend to tell me when I'm being stupid. But my friend's should expect me to tell him when he's being stupid. It doesn't mean I don't love you as a brother. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate you. It doesn't mean I want you in any kind of negative way. But I check my friends just like I get checked. And that's it. Let people be. Let people exist.
We know this will get clipped and sent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We didn't say anything wrong.
I 100%, 1000% invite you onto my show because this is our show. And this is what we do for us. This isn't about belts. I don't care about belts. I have 0 belts, bro. 0. I own 0 belts anymore. 0. Hey,
got a worldwide show, baby.
You know, Mark, you just missed a great show. Talking about good people, some documentaries. You know,
yeah, we're talking mental health. Man, we talked it all.
We're not shooting our dressers. So calm down. But you know, and that's the thing is, like, so for everything on my end, I'm gonna go to bat for my friends. I still consider people friends, but you know what? It's got to be a 2-way street, and that's my rant. Is that good enough?
All I can say is, yeah, you're right. I mean,
thanks, Kev. But to those people like Christopher, Lisa, Platinum,
who's on every show.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ricky.
Thank you.
Doza when he wants.
Jay, you know,
yeah, everybody.
Just thank you because you know what, bro, this gets me through the week.
Yeah.
Me and Kev, me and Steve, we talk about, hey, what are we gonna have? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? It just gets us through the week, bro. Life's hard. Might not be hard for everybody, but life's hard for a lot of people. So I 100% appreciate everybody that just here to chat.
We did a lot of laughing, that's for sure. We did a lot of laughing. Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What are the comparisons like Mr. Beast? He's like Mr. Beast.
And look at what we have. Throwing the rant out there. Look at what we have coming up. Man, we have the new Spider-Man coming out. We got Doom coming out. We have so many things coming out. And you know, which leads me into my passion, you know.
Your hobby.
I mean,
yeah. I know
it's a hobby. I got 3D prints everywhere, so I'm working on another Deadpool mask, you know. But here's a but, guys, and I can admit my mistakes when I make them. So see these there magnets. So when they snap together, you snap them together. Let's see here. That's the front. That's the side. So, and something like, how's it go? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, somewhere in there. Don't do this when you're drinking because magnets have like
the right side again.
Magnets have a polarity. So if you glue the magnets in the same way, they'll resist each other.
It's the weapon. Comes off this way.
Learn that the hard way. So I'm gonna have to plastic weld that one together. True that, Mark. True that. But with this 3D printing, like, I have a goal in the next few months to buy me. It's a big printer, bro.
Dude, I've seen some.
No, it's a big printer.
Okay.
So when they go by print bed size,
that's true.
Again, true. But when you go by print bed size, like the printer I have right now is 256 millimeter by 256 millimeter. So it's roughly about
2 feet by 2 feet, kind of.
Less than about a foot and a half.
Okay.
So you're limited to height, width of what you can print. So the printer I'm looking at, no, because I started printing. It's taking me a while to finish, but I started printing a Ninja Turtle, life size.
Sick.
5'10". It's gonna stand. But anyways, the printer itself, I'm going from a 256 millimeter print bed size, which is like I said, it's about that.
Yep.
To the print bed size is 6 of these wide and 6 of these up.
Oh, that's what she said.
Huge.
So I had a patient one time. I mean, his printer was damn near the size of my coffee table. And so he printed, he did it in pieces, but he drove a Roadrunner, like a 70s Roadrunner with a big old wing on the back. And he would take it to car shows, and he printed a life-size engine of his engine. He did it in pieces, obviously. And then he printed in pieces a life-size, like 5 foot, I think it was, Roadrunner, like the cartoon Roadrunner. And it had a serving plate in its hand, and that's where he put the engine. And he would build that next to his car at a car show. So the Roadrunner would hold his engine, and then he'd have his car, his Roadrunner, sitting there with the hood popped or whatever. Like, oh, it was so cool looking.
So this printer's the size of basically the guy that I seen it could print a full size BMW bumper.
Not without Flair's help.
In one shot.
Yeah.
So with the 3D printing, like I'm watching a guy on YouTube right now that he bought a cheap Porsche 911. Just a run of the mill, as cheap as he can find.
I was going to say, what's a cheap Porsche 911?
Compared to a GT, like a GT3 RS.
Yeah.
So what he did was he ripped the body off, cut the body off, and printed out with multiple printers a GT3 911 body. Fenders, hood, doors, roof, wing, everything.
Like kit car.
Yeah, he printed it all out, plastic welded it all together, fiberglassed it all together, body worked it. He just painted it. He even made it to where, like on the GT3 RS, the wing, when you hit the arrow, it does this.
That's right.
True.
That's right.
So the wing even does this, and on the arrow, and it's just, I like it.
Yep.
You're looking at about $4,400 for the printer.
Wow. But still,
But it's
You
huge.
save that much money on a Porsche. You're
It's
printing a
huge.
fender. Like, it's amazing.
3D printing, it's so wild. Like,
So, like, how much is a filament? And there's obviously like screw ups and things, but
you'll have your screw ups and things. So, like with the Ninja Turtle,
yeah, I heard about houses and stuff like that.
the Ninja Turtle is going to stand 5'10",
In 2 years.
full shell, the whole bit. In the cost of the plastic, that's not counting screw ups and everything else, but in the cost of the plastic, you're probably looking at about $200.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
Which is not that bad because you figure one roll of the PLA plastic is about 2.2 pounds, which is about $15. Wow. So, I mean, even down to things like this little pin holder I'm working on.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Focus.
Yeah.
Still got to finish them, but a little LOD pin holder. You got your pin holder for your desk. Just things like that. It's just.
And the thing with that is like, give technology and code writers 5 years, you won't need to paint that. Like you'll be able to throw in the 3 or 4 filaments in the.
Oh no, they have it now. They have it now.
Yeah.
I think there's up to 8 right now. They have up to 8 colors you can print at one time. But the difference is though, when you're printing a multicolor, the time it takes. So like this guy in one color, I can print in 2.5 hours. Now, if it was to do multicolor, it's probably going to take about 14.
But that's now. Like I say, give it 5 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So we'll see. We'll keep it. But I'm going to keep plugging away at it and going from there.
No, I love all the stuff you're doing. Cool.
But with that, I mean, what you look forward to the rest of the week?
I got a golf tournament on Saturday. Driving up there Friday night, staying. It's about 3.5 hours away. It's in Valparaiso, Indiana, so not far from Ricky and Ben up there in Chicago. And I'll play that Saturday. I'll probably hang out an hour or two with the people afterwards. It ties into tonight, man. The benefit is suicide awareness. I'm a part of a big whiskey bourbon community. They've in the past 3 years they've raised over $1 million for children's hospitals down here. But they also do a golf tournament that benefits suicide awareness. So won that 2 years ago. Yeah, won it 2 years ago, and gonna try to repeat again. But other than that, man, I'll just be slaving away, be working.
Let's go, brother. My money's on you, brother.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'll keep you. I'll send updates throughout the.
Yeah, send me some updates.
I can't wait, man. One of the best crumb rinds on the market, the Mendoza crumb rind, and the C4 crumb rind. Yeah.
But with that, people, I appreciate every one of you guys for being here and watching. And
good amount of viewers tonight, man. Thanks everybody.
Yes, thank you. And again, inbox is always open. Don't need to make a live about it.
Same here, man. I'm a neutral.
Love you guys.
Hit me up.
Peace.